what's going on, guys? It is an honor to be here. My name is Kevin, and I get the opportunity to be a youth and young adult pastor here at Faith Community Church in East LA, and it is an honor to add to the collection here at Preaching Forward. So stirred for what God's placed on my heart. Just want to share two quick things with you guys. The first is this: we need to prayerfully consider our audience. We have to know who it is that we're preaching to. You know, you look at Jesus, and anytime he preached, he shared stories, he communicated, he asked questions that were relevant to the group of people he was preaching to. I had to learn this lesson the hard way. I remember several years ago being invited to preach at one of my first youth camps as a guest speaker, and I think I was slotted to preach some 4 times in 3 days. And I remember the first night getting ready, and I was excited to preach, but during the season of my life, I was preaching quite a bit, and I was actually preaching to adults quite a bit. And I remember during the season how I was so confident in a message that I preached, a message that people responded well to, a message that resonated well with adults. And I remember getting ready to share this message that night at the first night of this youth camp. And I remember sharing it, and it was like on the countenance of God. It was an incredible message. But a lot of my connections and a lot of my stories were kind of over young people's head, because what I was doing, in essence, I was preaching from a place that I was comfortable rather than preaching the word, the message that God has given me for the audience, for the people that he's so graciously allowed me to speak to. And I think sometimes if we're not careful, we can begin to preach messages that we feel good about, messages that we're comfortable with, and if we're not careful, we'll become more reliant on a message we're comfortable with and not the message and the word that God is giving us for the group of people that we are preaching to. And so I want to encourage you guys, let's be people that preach knowing, that are mindful of who it is, that prayerfully consider the people we are preaching to. And then secondly, I just want to encourage us, let's be people that preach with authority and passion. You know, it was said of Jesus that the thing that differentiated him in his time was the fact that he preached with authority and passion. Authority is being connected to the author, and a passion, we know, is just this burning desire to reach and influence people with the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so when you look at Jesus, this beautiful model in his teachings, there was a beautiful connection of authority and passion. Authority that really was derived from the way that he lived in between sermons. Now, I think the reason that one of the reasons Jesus' message was so attractive was because people were drawn to him because of how he led, how he treated people, and the things he did outside of when he was just preaching to people. And I want to encourage you guys, let's just not be people who focus so much on preaching, but let's also be aware of how we treat people off the stage. Let's live the message that we're preaching, because that's where we will carry what I would call a moral authority that will begin to take our preaching, I believe, to the next level. And so I hope this encourages you guys today. And again, it's been an honor to be here. Much love.